If you're having trouble saving money or paying down debt, watch this video because we're going to talk about some scientifically proven ways to hack your brain into saving more money. Hello my friends, my name is Max. I'm an accredited financial counselor operating out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Does this sound familiar? You wake up one day, you have a sudden moment of realization and you decide today is the day that I start saving more money, or today is the day that I start to pay off my debt. Today is the day that I change my life. At first, you're doing great, you're on track towards your goals, and then suddenly you swerve and it all comes crashing down. What's funny is everyone knows that we should save more money or that we should pay down our debts. And while some of us can get motivated, get pumped up, are able to take that first step and maybe even have a spurt of success, it doesn't take long before that momentum begins to slow down and we revert back to our old ways. The sudden increase in motivation followed by dwindling action happens all the time, not just in personal finance. We experience it when we're trying to quit smoking, or trying to cook more at home, or trying to buy fewer ferrets. That's too many ferrets. You have to stop. So what is happening there? Well, the spike in motivation is so powerful that it overrides our previously established habits, our automatic behaviors. And at first, things go great, but as time passes, our motivation begins to dwindle, and those pre-established habits overpower the new behaviors that we're trying to implement. So at first, when we decide to make a change and we get that motivation spike, it can feel like, I'm gonna ride this momentum forever. Yeah, life change. But it actually ends up being more like, what if there was some way for us to harness that increase in motivation, not to boost our momentum, but instead to build scaffolding that will support us on the journey forward? Well, we have some direction in this regard thanks to a 2016 study done by Duke University. They set out to find ways to increase the rate of personal savings in communities that were some of the poorest in the world. Over a 24-week period, they tracked the savings rates of about 5,000 people. The savers were divvied up into 12 groups, and aside from one group that was basically left alone, each group was given a unique set of, let's call them interventions, to encourage them to save more. The team conducting the experiment could then track the effectiveness of these different interventions. Now, here is some of what they discovered. The first, regular reminders work. Aside from the one group that was sort of left alone, the study sent text message reminders to every other participant twice a week. The first was sent at the start of the week and reminded them to save for the future. And the second was sent at the end of the week and summarized how much money they had put away for that time period. Now, the difference in the rate of savings between the folks that got no reminders and the folks that did was insane. The reminders increased savings rates by over 100%. They more than doubled the amount of money that people were saving. What the reminders do is they make sure that the task at hand doesn't fall into the background of our thinking. By keeping the target in the forefront, we're less likely to succumb to our old habits and inadvertently sabotage our goals. Now with smartphones, it's really easy for us to set up regular reminders. But before we do, I want to take a look at the second takeaway. Emotion can help sustain motivation. Some of the savers that received those text message reminders had them framed as if they were being sent by their kids. So not only were they having the goal brought back into the forefront of their mind, but they were being tied to those parental emotions. Folks who received the text messages from their quote-unquote kids saved even more than the folks who only received impersonal reminders, about an extra 25%. Now, it's important to note here that the participants knew that it wasn't actually their kids sending the messages, but just the small psychological hint of their kids was enough to influence their behavior. The third thing, tangible representation. In other words, something in the real world that you can see and feel that represents your progress or maybe lack thereof. In the study, they gave a chunk of participants a fake gold coin with numbers notched along both sides that represented each of the weeks of the study. At the end of each week, the second text message reminder would let them know if they had achieved their savings goals, and if they had, they were asked to scratch off the number for that week. If they hadn't, they were told to make a scratch under the number. Now, to be honest, I wish I could see one of the coins that had the scratches on it, because I have trouble, like when you look at the coin, like where is the scratch happening? Is it happening here? Is it around it? Is it underneath it here? Because it seems like it would mess up the picture if it was underneath it there. Or is it just like right underneath there? I don't know, and I would like to know. How do you think the coin affected things? So before they conducted the experiment, the researchers polled 100 people online, asking them to predict which of their different interventions would be the most effective. Along with the text messages from kids and the coin, they also had designed a variety of financial incentives. Things like, oh, if you save this week, we'll deposit an extra 10% into your account, those types of things. The poll respondents predicted that the financial incentives would be the most effective and that the coin would be the least. The coin destroyed all of them. Compared to the folks who got reminders from their kids, the people who received the coin saved an additional 94%. Compared to the folks who just received impersonal reminders, they saved an additional 116%. And compared to the folks who got no reminders at all, they saved a mind-melting 550% more money. The coin helped participants picture how their weekly contributions were fitting into an overall plan. Also, it provided a document, a history of the participants' successes and failures throughout the experiment, maybe stoking inner competition and maintaining motivation. So, how can we use these lessons to further our own goals? Practical steps here. Next time you get that swell of motivation, I want you to pull out your phone and set a series of weekly reminders. If you're feeling that motivation right now, do it right now. Try and find the emotional center of what is motivating you to make that change and include it somehow in those reminders. Hey Siri, set a weekly reminder for Monday morning at 8 a.m.
What do you want to be reminded about?
Hi Max. This week, your weekly goal is to put $50 into your emergency account. Signed, Grandpa. P.S. Don't let me down or the other angels in heaven will make fun of me. Now, we can't just manufacture gold coins. I'm not ashamed to admit I've tried. But what we can easily make is a chart, and we can post it somewhere that we'll see it every day. Then we set our end of week reminder to reference our progress and give us instructions for what to do with our chart. Now, listen, I know this seems like grade school bullshit, but this works. Hey Siri, set a reminder for Sunday at 8 p.m.
What do you want to be reminded about?
Your goal this week was to put $50 into an emergency fund. So, did you do it? If you did, give Gramps a proud, smiling face. If you didn't, give him tears. Okay, to summarize today's video, when you get that spike in motivation to make a change, don't expect to be able to ride it all the way to completion. Instead, harness that energy, that creativity to build supports for yourself that will help you achieve your goal over the long run. Find the emotional root of why you want to make this change. Then incorporate that emotion into a set of automatic reminders that are sent to your smartphone. At the end of the week, summarize your progress and then take action to document that progress or maybe lack of progress. These techniques will not guarantee success, but they will help. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video valuable. If you did, please give it a like. It doesn't just help me or help the channel, it also tells YouTube that other people should watch this video. If you want to see more videos just like this, subscribe. You can also check me out on Instagram. The address, the link to which is somewhere in here. Maybe check the description. Maybe I'll put it in this video frame somewhere. I'm not sure. Also, if you are in need of one-on-one coaching, please go to maxmitchellmoney.com. Check out my rates. I am so affordable, it doesn't make any business sense. That's it for me. Thanks so much, everybody. Good luck. Stay safe. Peace.